Now there are the countries where I've been at least twice or even multiple times in my whole life and stayed at least once over for a sleep. And those are Canada, France, Germany, Montenegro, Cyprus and Greece. And now we start with the second biggest country I've ever visited, Canada. Now Canada is so massive, but I have been only to a very tiny portion of the country. Namely, I've been to Toronto, the biggest city where my uncle and his family live. And I really have to tell you that Canada is one of those most polarizing and most exciting trips I've ever taken. First of all, because it's so far away, and second, because the culture is there so diverse, so different. I really enjoyed it a lot. Like all the shopping malls, the natural sites, also the pop culture and sports venues what I attended there, like for real. The places where I've been there were actually so great. I mean, why do I wear Toronto Raptors hats or Blue Jays hats and jerseys? Well, that's because I'm really attached to this place and I really like to go to Toronto, even though I've been there only twice, in 2010 and 2019. So that was probably one of those places where I would like to go all over again. But I want to visit also some other places in Canada in the future, such as British Columbia and Alberta, to be more precise, Vancouver and Calgary. So those places are surely not on my bucket list, like from the one what I mentioned earlier in this video, but more like places what I want to visit in the future when I have more money, because Canada is not cheap. Well, compared to Switzerland, everything is cheaper, but it's not on the affordable or great value for money places. But if you have relatives who live there, you can stay at their place and then you can go with them, and then, or you can use their base and just travel from there to other places. So this is one thing from what I benefited then when I went to Canada, and I would really like to go there again, I swear on everything. La France. I'm also a French speaker, and of course France is obligatory for me to visit, but I've been there only 2 times so far, like with a sleepover. Other than that, I've been also a couple of times for food shopping and also visiting another place. I've been in 2006 for my 10th birthday in Paris, and I've been in 2017 to Strasbourg, or was it 2016? I don't remember quite well. The first thing, it was like the first big city I visited when I was younger, and it was like really cool because back then when I was in primary school, one of my teachers, she was so obsessed with France, especially with the painters such as Claude Monet, also speaking all the time about France and how she's attached to French culture, even though she's not a French person. But I think it was one of those trips which I enjoyed the most, because I went to the Eiffel Tower, Triumphal Arch, visited the Notre Dame, went to the Champs-Élysées. It was really cool. But also as a child, you surely do not want to miss Disneyland Paris. Many people think this is such a boring place, but I have to tell you, as a child, I really enjoyed it. And Paris is one of those capitals what you can visit multiple times, because this city will never lose its buzz. But it is very expensive. I don't know if I can afford it to go there again in the future, because, you know, I'm a broke student, guys. But because France is not only Paris, and it has also some other places, namely Strasbourg, this place is not very far away from my house. It's around 2 hours to get there at max. And it is not like Paris. It is more like a German town, like a typical southern German town, hence also the name. But I can tell you, you still hear there almost exclusively French. It is such a French city, but with the cultural traditions from Germans, especially the Christmas market. I wanted to go there especially because of this Christmas market, and it was just something what I really appreciated it, because it is one of the most famous Christmas markets in all of the in the whole world. And also Strasbourg is really nice to visit because it has also some other places. No, actually not. It's just worth it for this Christmas market. Germany. Well, Germany is not a place what I can consider as traveling abroad, because I am a native German speaker. Not just Swiss German, but actually I prefer to speak standard German, and that's why I don't think that Germany is for me such a different and foreign country. Definitely one thing what I can say about Germany is it is affordable, definitely. If you go there, you can always find something for a good price, even if you go to some more expensive cities where I've been to as well. I stayed back in 2017 and 2018 in Frankfurt 2 times, and I've been to Munich in 2013 and 2014 3 or 4 times. And I also went to Stuttgart to 2 day trips, namely in 2017 and 2019. So it was definitely one thing what I can consider what was definitely great. And I really like to visit Germany because you can do there so many things. The reasons why I went so often to Munich was not because Munich is so near, even though it's also something what you can go in one day and go back, but this will be a little bit short. It's more like a weekend trip. I went there to visit my cousin. She used to live there for a couple of years until she finished her master's degree, and then she moved to Berlin, where I haven't been yet, so I would like to go to visit her in Berlin. And one thing what I like about Munich the most is it has a different culture from the rest of Germany, because it's Bavaria. Like, who doesn't know Bavaria? It's like so typical with those lederhosen, with the beer tents, and with the people who are just so happy, you know? And that's what I really enjoyed there, definitely. I've been also there at the Oktoberfest, experienced this atmosphere too. It was just really nice. I would go there definitely again in the near future too if I have this opportunity. But then also Frankfurt, I have there also a friend who lives there, but I also went there to do my 150 euro challenge with another friend with whom I went there, aka Minimi Big Mac, the guy who produces my music videos. Frankfurt is definitely one of those cities which is very bustling but also very diverse. So many people from different countries and so many things what you can do there. And it is not that expensive, even though many people think it is, because it's like one of the wealthiest places inside Germany together with Munich and Stuttgart. But you can do there also a lot of things for a rather low amount of money, which I prove in that video. So definitely a place worth visiting, guys. So go to Germany, it's really cool there. Okay, not many countries left, so let's go straight to the next one. Montenegro. I pronounce it with a slight Slav accent. Montenegro is one of those places where I can tell you the beach holidays there are absolutely great. And many people, especially from Serbia, will say, oh, Montenegro is so expensive, why do you go there? Greece is better. Hold on for a second, that's only your perspective, and don't exaggerate. Actually, Montenegro is less expensive than Greece, but you also have to take a good look what you take as an accommodation, where you go to eat and drink. So Montenegro can be very, very affordable because it's a country which is not among the wealthier ones, but you can also have there a really nice luxury holiday. There is also an abundance of 5-star hotels. But every time when I went there in total twice, and just because it was so great. In 2012 we also went to 2013 to the same place. It is called Budva. It is like the most popular seaside resort in Montenegro. It has so many different beaches. The town is very bustling, has a really cool nightlife, and I personally enjoyed it there a lot because the beaches are so clean and you can just have there a great time without spending so much money. Especially when you go by car, it's advisable because many of those beaches, they are not in the city itself, they're more outside, but you can also take there a public bus. They also make sure that you get to the beaches as well for a rather small fee, so this is also cool. And it is the only country of the former Yugoslav countries which I visited solely for touristic purposes, so that's why I was able to enjoy this country more as a holiday rather than a family visit trip. And now it gets a lot more exciting. Cyprus. I've been in total to Cyprus 3 times, in 1999, in 2016 and 2017. Now the trip from 1999 was only because back then when there was this whole bombing in Serbia, bombed by NATO. I don't want to get too deep into that, but it is a really sad thing actually. We didn't go that year because what kind of sensible person would go there with his or her family to visit relatives when this country is just bombed all the way to the ground? That year we went to Cyprus, and it was one of the first trips by plane what I've made as a toddler. I don't remember that much about it, so I'm going to skip on that. I just know that my parents, they really liked it there and that they enjoyed the atmosphere. That's it. But when I was older, like in 2016 and 2017, those were the years where I haven't been together with my family on a holiday together, so in the summer. So I went in both of those occasions with my brother to the same place, like to Cyprus, and it is in all those 3 trips it was also the same town, namely Ayia Napa is notorious among Swiss tourists for being a party town, and I really disagree with it because let's be real, Ayia Napa is not just for young people, it is also for elderly couples, for young families, and for older families, so everyone will have there a really great time. But one thing what I really disliked about traveling to Cyprus is that I wasn't able to visit other places. Yeah, I know Cyprus isn't that big, but let's be real. The thing is, I felt really isolated because Ayia Napa is like in the southeastern corner of Cyprus, and to get to a different city it will take also like 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, and I really wanted to go to Larnaca or to Nicosia at least to visit those places, but I didn't go there because like when I go with my brother on a trip, he doesn't like to go to explore places. He is more the lazy guy who just wants to lay on the beach and to just have good food. That's it. That's why I don't like to travel with him that much, but I found the trips okay. It's just that I didn't feel the vibes, especially when we speak about the next country. You know, I speak also Greek, and I even tried back then to speak with the locals in Greek, but they didn't really appreciate that much the effort. Like for them it was like, yeah, whatever, we speak English too. And that's what was just making this experience quite a bit worse. That's why I don't want to give Cyprus a chance in the near future, even though I would like to visit Cyprus as a country, to visit those bigger cities just to experience how the local people live, not where the tourist industry is. And now the final country, Greece. I've been to Greece not only once, not only twice, not only 3 times, not 5 times, hell, not even 10 times. Guys, I've been there in total 15 times. 15 times. Let that sink into your head. This is insane. Now the thing is with Greece, it is something what is a bit harder to explain, because I've been to Greece so many times, not just because it's a beautiful country. Like, of course, Greece is fantastic. I love Greece. I don't happen to like Greece because it's Greece. No, actually it was more because I went there so often because my parents, or better said my dad, insisted that we go there all the time for our summer beach holidays. Because I'm from the southeast of Serbia and because we are spending most of the time our holidays there, Greece is not far away. So from our place we need to the closest beach vacation holiday town around 4 hours by car. 400 kilometers. It's really convenient for us because it's not so far away, and that's why we went there all the time. Not just only because of this, but also because of some other reasons, especially because Serbs consider Greeks as their best friends, and I'm not even kidding. Like, Greeks and Serbs, they just are like this. You cannot split a Greek from a Serb, and vice versa. But not only this, because the places where we've been in the beginning, like in 1998 and also the following up years, when we went to Greece, we went to a place called Leptokaria. It is a town in northern Greece. It is one of those places where a lot of people from less wealthier, I'm not going to say poorer countries because poor people actually cannot really go on holidays, but people who have like the money to go there, they go on holidays. People who are from lesser developed countries back then, when I was smaller, it was like Central Europe with Hungary, Poland, Czech Republic and Slovakia, but also later that, like you have also seen some people who are from Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia and North Macedonia. It was just a whole different atmosphere from the other places where you go to Greece, like to the islands where you see mostly Western tourists. One of the reasons why we went there so often was because one of the people who has an apartment complex there is a Greek Serbian couple, so they have this apartment complex, and we went there so often because my parents, they don't speak many foreign languages, so apart from Serbian, my parents speak rudimentary Russian, like very basic stuff, and also German, and it is quite convenient for them when they have somebody with whom they can speak in Serbian, so this is a really big plus point. And then we went to this place so often, and it got boring. And then we went also to some other places in 2009 when we went to LAKEY. It was also very similar with those apartment complexes, just something what is on the lower edge of prices, just something was cheap. And it was a one-time experience that we went to LAKEY because it wasn't that great, to be honest with you, even though many people will disagree with it, but for us it was just nah. And then we went again to Leptokaria, then we had a hiatus where we went to Montenegro, and after that, like in 2014 and 2015, we went both times to a place called Paralia Katerinis, which is a little bit north of Leptokaria, but it is like a bit nicer. Like this place, even though it's in the same region of where Leptokaria is, it's a bit more upmarket because you can find there also some hotels, but it is still one of the most affordable places where you can go and experience Greece, and you will actually find there also some Greek tourists who go there for a couple of days to stay there. Later in 2016 and 2017 we didn't go as a family as a whole on beach holidays, so in 2018 and 2019 I got also 2 vlogs from there where I went to Corfu and to Skiathos, and those places were super special because those were the first islands I visited in Greece, and I really love them because the experience on the island is so much different from the one what you have in Leptokaria and Paralia and also LAKEY, because those places are over flooded with Serbs. You cannot believe this. And I saw in Corfu, well, there were also a lot of Serbs, especially young people, because the place where I've been was a party capital of this island. And I must say that there were also a lot of people from Western countries, especially from the UK, so that was also really cool. And in Skiathos you had also people from Germany, from Italy, from the UK, but even in Corfu you have people also from everywhere. Just that in Skiathos you don't have those annoying cruise ship tourists. It is just such a more laid back place, while in Corfu you have them everywhere. So the Corfu town is overflooded with those tourists, so that is one big minus, but other than that I really enjoyed the diversity in those places what I visited, and I really love traveling to Greece. I am from the cities where when I've been in Paralia Katerinis, I've been also 2 times to Thessaloniki for a day trip, so Thessaloniki is the only proper city I've visited in Greece itself, which is like this big. And in the future I would really like to go to places like Zakynthos, Crete and Athens as well. Alright guys, this is probably one of the longest vlogs I've ever made, so if you came until this point so far, please leave me a like, because this will mean the world to me, and this will show how much support you give to me and how much you appreciate my content. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon in order not to miss any of my future videos. Do you want to stay in touch with me? My Instagram account, my TikTok account and my Discord server are all linked in the description down below. And before I finish this video, thank you Benny for being my sound engineer. If you want to become a sound engineer just like Benny did, check out the first link in the description below. It will lead you to my Patreon. That was it from my side, and I hope to see you the next time. Oh yeah, before I forget it, shopmrbeast.com. Bye bye.